The Match Ball.
Hello, welcome to the show. Brought to you with Levi Solicitors, isn't it, Michael Normanton?
It is, yeah.
Favourite law firm in Leeds, if you have to name one of them?
I would go for Levi.
Pick those guys.
Yeah.
Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah,
Levi
I'd go for
Solicitors.
them. I'd go to them for all sorts, really, of legal stuff.
Yeah. Think of give me a service. Go on, hit me with a service or two.
Professional negligence.
Right.
They'll sort that out for you.
Yes.
They won't give you it.
Yes.
They're good at jobs.
Just another three off the top of your head.
Well, it's probate conveyancing, I
Brilliant,
suppose.
you've done it. You've played the big hits. Rob's here as well as we do the match ball for the FA Cup game against Plymouth. 4-1 after extra time. Turned into the stroll that it probably threatened to be in the first half of the first game.
Such a long time ago, that. Couldn't they have just headed in that corner half an hour earlier when there was no Leeds player near any of those defenders?
Very tired defending, that, wasn't it, at the end? Everyone was confused. Even though, like I say, not a challenge to be had, but we'd had loads of corners as well, caused them no bother, really.
Yeah.
We were just slagging them off, weren't we? So,
Yeah.
Never going to score from a corner, are we?
We're saying in that game we were better than them, but we were never quite good enough to run away with it until we just brought everybody on and then eventually ran away with it.
I mean, even so, though, across the two games, they barely created a chance, did they?
How many times did we hit the woodwork across those two games? It was at least twice in the home game,
yeah,
wasn't it?
and then twice again because it was Joseph and Piroe.
And Gelhardt tonight, right at the
Yes,
end.
of course. So yeah, oh god, they went out at the post. I thought the game would never end.
Says a lot that in the final 10 minutes of normal time, just so we could be spared another half hour of Jonathan Pearce, we were all shouting for Plymouth to go on and score. At one point.
There were some challenges.
We were saying we need to be more cavalier, like sending Melee out for the corners and
Yeah.
stuff, even though there's 10 minutes to go.
It was quite challenging at moments, wasn't it, listening to Jonathan Pearce? I think he was on the worldwide commentary as well, might have been the worldwide feed.
Right.
Well,
So-
they've got to learn about Francis Drake, the LA 49ers. That was just the first.
And it's
30
his
seconds,
childhood as well.
I feel like making the world, it's one thing subjecting to the British public to that, but making the world listen to it is something of an international crime. I feel like
Are we getting into war crimes territory?
I just think Interpol should take a look. maybe not The Hague, but Interpol for definite.
Should have said levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball for your 10% discount on your legal
People
fees.
know.
Yeah, they don't, but they might be new. Hello to you who have joined us on the live stream.
There are no new listeners for a FA Cup replay against Plymouth.
People love it.
These are the Hardy bunch.
If you joined us on the live stream from around the world, hello to Brian, who's in Jacksonville, in Florida. We got another one as well. I think it's Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo's been in touch, yeah,
is
great.
the guy who's been in touch?
I went to medical school with him.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Such a cheap dad. It's like a Christmas cracker joke, isn't it? But I like it. Let's roll with it. Let's talk about the game then. And difficult conditions, difficult listening to that commentary. But we got there in the end, didn't we? Like when we chucked all those players on, it was fine in the end, wasn't it? We never looked in trouble at any point, really. It was just annoying that they'd scored. You thought, oh, we've done this now.
It just is a goal out of nothing as well, wasn't it? For how many? I think we scored off our 15th corner or 14th maybe. And then they basically didn't have anything. And then they just put one ball into the box from a free kick. And it was like, oh, where's Melier? Where's all the defenders? Oh, it's in the net.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I mean, it was just entirely predictable. I think I did even say earlier, we will definitely score and then throw one in. But yeah, I'm not really sure whose fault that was, because I'm guessing some of our defenders should have marked some of theirs, and then Melier seemed to go for a bit of a wonder, but it just made it all the more fun, didn't it, in the end, I guess.
Yeah, my instinct was that Melier was at fault, but then you saw it back, and actually it is very much to the back post, so a defender should have been there, and then there should have been someone covering the ball across as well.
Junior Firpo was in the vicinity.
He was all right when he tried to kick a man's head off at one point as well. That was nice.
It was a bit Berardi v in Accrington Stanley, that.
That was good fun. So let's do the goals. Who scored first?
Willie
Gnonto. Took it well, actually, that, didn't he?
He did. Very, very nice finish.
He took it well. Good for the goal difference as well, obviously. Four goals to 1.
Yeah, good. It was a nutmeg finish too.
A lovely finish and a lovely celebration of that fan falling over the advertising hoarding and Willie trying to help him back up.
Yeah, he got himself in a tough spot because he was kind of, his legs were up against the board, but he'd bent forward from the waist, and being top heavy, he couldn't right himself. He needed more core. It would be my medical advice.
More core.
Maybe Dr. Congo can confirm.
The old doctor. What minute did we score in? I lost track of it.
65th, around there.
We were saying though, actually, weren't we, in that second half? Like, I think the only notes I've made for the entire game, I made one note at the very start, which was when he started talking about Francis Drake, and then mentioned the LA 49ers as being our owners. My next note was Willie won Nilly, and then that's all I've put. After that, I really wasn't engaged a lot in that second half because when there's no jeopardy in the games, you were saying, weren't you, at one point? When there's no jeopardy in the games, it removes that absolute soul-gnawing anxiety that normally follows Leeds United around.
If it's a bit like watching the replay of the Bristol game when I knew we'd won, in some ways. Just kind of going, okay. It's weird on night games, quite often I get home and I struggle to sleep because of the stress of it all and the adrenaline and everything. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, I feel shattered.
I think I just go straight to bed. It'd be fine.
Saying at half time, quite fancy just a little nap just to see me through. Yeah, so
it was nice. Was that goal actually? I'm just checking because I did make some notes as a professional, but it was quite nice. It was nice pass from Kamara, wasn't it? It'd come down the right hand side, Byram to Joseph to Kamara, and then onto Gnonto. It was quite nicely worked.
Byram won it well, I think.
Did you notice how he finished it? What did he do?
He keeps it really hard.
Keeps it really hard into the net. 1-0.
That's what he was doing last year with Gnonto. It was one of his special moves.
How many goals now to redeem himself? 20, how many?
Someone tweeted me after the Bristol game, and I think I revised it to say he could get like between 8 and 10.
Right.
For now to the end of the season. Although,
doable.
Do cup goals count? I suppose they do. If we go on to win it.
Because you'd set him a target of 27 before you'd forgive him.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that now, probably. Right. But yeah, I think another 8 would be good.
Yeah. If he scores the goal that gets his automatic promotion on the final day, then it's a full redemption story.
And then the FA Cup the next day as well, because those are consecutive days, aren't they? Of course, the FA Cup and the playoff final. So you have to win both of those.
They'll get moved.
Yeah, they will. They will. The other note I've made after that
to the same day
is
because if we're in town, they might as well do it on the same day.
That's true.
Yeah,
one after the other.
Yeah,
it'd still feel shorter than that.
It would. Yeah, Rodon got a good yellow. Was the next note I made after that. 69 minutes. Someone went past him and he just went nah. And the ref booked him and he gave a little like thumbs up, like, yep.
A good solid.
Correct, that's a yellow. Well done, ref.
Yeah.
Well spotted.
Yes. So that was 66 minutes. At that point, you're starting to think, all right, we've probably got this one sorted. But then that goal was a bit sloppy letting in the equaliser, wasn't it? Do we blame Meslier at all for that? Is it just one of those things with the conditions?
I think just defensively.
It was a defensive shambles.
Blame them all.
Yeah.
It was not long after that the cameras cut to Farker looking absolutely miserable on the touchline, which I quite enjoyed because in the build-up to all this, he's like, oh, no, I love football. This is what we do. We all want to play all the time. And then it just showed you him looking like he wanted to be anywhere else. And I thought, yeah, me and you both, mate.
Their manager, whose name I definitely know, Foster, he was very wet, wasn't he? I don't know why he didn't put his hood up.
Yeah, he was damp, yeah. Is he a bald man?
Yeah.
What's your advice for that? Can you use like nick wax on your head or something like that to add repellent?
My skin's waterproof. Is yours not? Do you take it on? Walking around really heavy in the rain.
Head lolling forward. Can't stay upright.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't have a hood up.
No.
Put your hood up. Get a rainmate if it's going to be as bad as that.
Maybe he thought it looked all like debonair and moody and stuff like in what's the film Blade Runner, something like that.
Managers aren't allowed to have umbrellas, are they, since Steve McLaren?
Yeah, he ruined it for everyone, didn't he?
Yeah, because it's the obvious solution, but...
He should have just worn a hat or something, though, shouldn't he?
One of those umbrella hats. That would look nice. That would have been a real solid choice.
The headband.
Yeah.
Just completely straight back in it.
And then in summer you can wear one with a fan in the front and beer cans in the side.
Yeah, super. Where were the goals? You can tell it was...
They've scored. They've scored.
Have they equalised at this point?
They've scored, I think, yeah. And then we start trying to take it a bit more seriously.
You went down the classic child route of, surely that's not fair. There's got to be something wrong with that. Like, it looked like, did he play that backwards? And I was like, no, he doesn't have to play it backwards. He just has to be behind the ball.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I meant.
It felt wrong. It felt unfair.
Yeah, it did really. Didn't deserve the goal.
That was basically the Leeds defenders' reaction, wasn't it? As well, like, can you just say no?
Something's wrong with it. So there's that.
Yeah, so then 81 minutes comes around. We start trying to take it seriously. I thought Joseph did pretty well, actually.
Yeah, I liked him.
Overall.
Yeah, quite tidy.
That moment he hit the bar or the post was really nice.
Yeah.
Some good feet in there.
And he's pleasingly physical for a striker as well. Like, there were bits where he just barged into defenders for no reason, which as long as you don't get booked. As soon as you get booked, don't do that. Then it was Matthew Upson, wasn't it, on co-coms, had to say Roy the Rovers twice.
Right, because
Made a note
Pierce
of that.
wasn't listening.
Because Piers wasn't listening. Jonathan, I said about Roy the Rovers, I assumed you'd have a fucking dreadful anecdote to tell me about
About your childhood.
About your childhood. I used to buy it for 10 bob from the shop, and
Or the Second World War or something.
your mum was
tedious
busy
shit.
with the sailors, so you were sat reading that while you were giving birth in Plymouth. And Jonathan.
So full time came around. Like,
Joffy at the post, 93rd minute.
Yeah, that's true.
And then
that's the
they
thing that
nearly
happened.
scored as well, didn't they? They went down the other end.
Were we at that point? Was that when we were willing him to score?
Where we were shouting, "Go on, Plymouth!"
Go on, just finish it.
And it was at this point I noticed that they kept calling Joe Gerhard as well. which
Like
was
Gerhard
interesting.
Berger.
Yes.
And that was Matthew Upson who was saying how great Joffy was for Leeds last season. You think, yeah,
Let's start calling him
Season before.
Matthew Upton.
Yeah.
Same.
Upson's a bit of a Kilgannon.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think, like I said to you during that, like obviously you keep tabs on all the LUFC mums.
Yes, correct.
I imagine Lynn was sat at home watching that, furious at the mispronunciation of that surname.
I imagine so.
Anyway.
Maybe he was confused because before, I suppose Plymouth did have a manager called Schumacher who was a Scouser.
Right.
So maybe he's got confused.
He's
with
made that logical leap.
He's going,
Yeah.
maybe everyone from Liverpool's German in
Right.
Plymouth, even though he plays for Leeds.
It's Raikkonen.
Okay, yeah, the finish.
No, he's not finished. He's 28. Glenn
God, it's
Kamara.
all over the place, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah. Free form. We should have made some notes. Shouldn't we done our job
I
professionally?
did.
You
We're all here.
explain what you did at. When did you go? Was it half time you went to Starbucks?
Yeah, I got my cheap bag, didn't I?
What's the app called? Have you got it? No,
This is going to sound like a paid promotion. No, it's through there.
I was very surprised when you walked in with a Starbucks bag, but then it all started to make sense when you told me.
because
about it for
Michael,
cheap.
you don't buy things in Starbucks, do you?
No.
But what you went? What's the?
Well, you've since told me this. It's like £3 for a croissant.
What's the app called?
Too good to go.
Too Good to Go, where you pay £3.50
And they get stuff out of the bin, and they give it to you, the
Yeah.
member of the public.
and you had a couple of bits of cake and stuff. That was nice. That was
It
a
was
nice,
all right.
nice part of the evening.
You had my biscuit.
I had your biscuit. Yeah,
I was looking forward to that, but never mind.
you offered it to me. I took it. What can we say? Into extra time, and we scored. What was it? 97th minute. So that was it. It was. I guess it took the edge off it, didn't it? Quite quickly. And we were saying at that point, hopefully that breaks their hearts.
It was a great goal as well.
It was
a classic bit of Somerville where he's doing that thing where defenders can't put a foot in because they'll foul him.
And you get them on the back foot, so they're twisted and turning.
Yeah, and he just opens up enough space that he can see the far corner, and the keeper just has to go, shit.
I hope that's a sign of things to come for the league game, because it was like we just brought Somerville and Georgie on, and for a bit it just felt like they were just going to keep passing to each other and probably score loads and loads of goals. And as it transpired, that was a great finish.
Yeah, it was very good, wasn't it? What was the next one after that then? Go on, keep them coming.
Rutter scored, didn't he?
So that's 1-1-1 minutes. So after half time, in extra time, that was exciting. What did you do during that period? Nothing, 'cause it's 10 seconds, isn't it?
Wait, I did go to the toilet.
Yep. Ones or twos, or did you go for 1.5?
Just the one.
Right.
Just the one.
Yep. That Rutter's goal, clean finish, was it?
No.
Did he scuff it?
Seemed to kick the floor first, I think, but they all count the same. Who cares? It was it Bamford who tackled their defender in the build up to that?
Yes, it
Which was nice.
Yeah, played Somerville in and then
Yeah.
squared it. And yeah, it was. It's worth, in a way, all of that to see Georgie score.
Mm.
Because
Always.
he enjoys his goals, doesn't he? So
Yes.
I suppose it makes the trip worthwhile.
Yeah.
And what a trip it is for people. Bloody hell.
As Barry's pointing out as well, he decided he was midway through doing it and decided not to do a Cristiano Ronaldo bloody celebration. halfway
I'm
through.
surprised they didn't do a horse thing.
I was just thinking that, yeah, should have done it like a jockey.
What, because of his ketamine habit?
I think that'd be too conventional. I think he'd be the horse. I think he'd insist Somerville get on his back or something while he runs around on all fours. But yeah, that was good. And then from that point on, it was like, well, the game was completely over then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the weird own goal happened.
Are we giving that to
and then the ref controversially blew up 4 seconds early.
Yeah, well,
Get back out there and play those final 4 seconds.
everybody had had enough.
I think you should replay the tie.
You think?
It's undermined the whole competition as far as I'm concerned.
Liverpool had asked for it. wouldn't
Probably would.
Yeah.
There was still time for Jonathan Pearce to tell us the youth career of some Plymouth nobody that had come on with 90 seconds to go who didn't really look arsed himself. And I think I was saying...
I've made these notes, so I'll use them.
Yeah, he was definitely reading off his sheet. I think I was saying if I was at Plymouth sub, I'd have refused to come on. He was just like, what is the point in
Yeah, but
this?
you get your appearance bonus, don't you, even if it is West?
Speaking of which, how's Neil Warnock got on?
They lost.
They lost, did
Rangers, they were playing Rangers with Aberdeen, weren't they?
Only 2-1. I bet Rangers did have a man sent off, I think.
Oh, okay.
What's
a
I
shame.
think they've bossed possession of Aberdeen, the old Warnock football.
Are we giving Grove a fourth goal?
You can't really, can you? Given it was headed into the net by one of their players.
It was going in anyway.
Was it? I don't think it was.
I don't care anymore. It's fine.
It was good in general, though. Was old Groove.
Grove.
He made one really good tackle, didn't he? Well, he makes loads of tackles, but he made one that was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of a stroll in the end, wasn't it? Weirdly.
But, well, for the last 15 minutes.
Well, so were you ever nervous about that game at all? Even
No, that's because
taking out the lack of
but that's
Didn't care.
because I didn't care enough to be nervous.
Right.
As a competition, it was at some points would have been nerve-wracking if I cared more.
right.
If those two games had been playoff semi-finals, for example, I'd have been nervous at many points of it.
Mm.
As it's a competition we're not realistically going to win anyway, and is a mild inconvenience to getting promoted. There were bits where I went, oh, well, that's a bit annoying.
Loads of people mentioning in the comments about Piroe. Not an amazing performance tonight. But did he do anything wrong? Does he fit our system?
The problem is he never does it. When he plays badly, he doesn't proactively do stuff wrong. You just don't notice him, do you?
There was a couple of times he took some like really slack touches where you're like, he's got to be better there. But then he hit the bar, didn't he, in the first half? He forced a good save in the second half where he was like a similar shot from the edge of the area. But yeah, you just want to see more of him, don't you, I guess? And then, I mean, I felt like as the game went on, he kind of got a bit worse. Like there was one shot that just went so far high and wide. You're like, aren't you meant to be the one that's really good at shooting?
That was bad, yeah.
It was a proper shank, wasn't it? But
Yeah, and a lot of what he does, I was saying this during the game, a lot of what he does is kind of unspectacular, so you don't really notice it, do you? Like if he just comes in and drops deep, picks up a ball and lays it off, you're like, oh, fair enough, whatever. He's not going to beat a man, is he? Because it's not like he's fast.
When you see Rutter doing it, playing that same position, though, you notice he's on the ball all the time and so much stuff goes through him. And then when he's there, it's just a return of passes is all you seem to get from him, if anything. Like he'll just play the way he's facing and knock it back to Rodon or whatever, or Kamara or whoever's just stood there. Whereas it feels like when Rutter does it, he's constantly...
It's very dynamic,
He's
isn't it?
constantly like looking to do some really weird turn where you think, oh, he's lost it. Oh, no, there he is. He's still got the ball. And he's beat another man and he's still running. That weird touch Rutter did down by the corner.
when he first came on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he sort of had the pass blasted at him, but he won a corner out of it. And I couldn't work out whether it was a fluke or not, but because it's him, you sort of inclined to give him the benefit of that and go, you probably did mean that, didn't you?
Yeah, I genuinely think he's the most unconventional footballer I've ever seen.
There's a point at which in that it must have been extra time, I think, but he was chasing something down towards the near touchline, so he was basically running towards the camera. So you got a view of him, kind of. Is it a lollop that he kind of has?
Yeah, I suppose it is.
So looks
Big
a bit,
swingy arms.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it, and I just thought he's just great because he is unconventional, isn't he? In every way.
Yeah,
and more power to him for that as well, I think.
If he was going to do the horse riding thing in celebration, he should have jumped on the back of that Leeds fan who was still dangled over the front row, ridding it.
Severed his spine. Folds him in half over an advertising board. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a great look for him. Having to stop the game while he gets stretchered off. But, the fans, be clear, not Georgie.
Ben Whitfield, thank you very much for doing our work for us. Ben helpfully sends in the comments that are coming through from the post-match interviews and the press conferences and stuff. So I don't know if these are right. He could put any old libelous shit in here, but this seems to stand up to scrutiny. Ian Foster saying, I'm proud of how difficult we've made it for Leeds over 2 games. The scoreline is quite sobering for us. The quality they bring on late on was very challenging for us. Which I think is a fair assessment, isn't it? Don't be so nice.
They were all right, weren't they? I suppose. They maybe got a bit lucky. We had the chances across the 2 games to have had it won a lot sooner than that, didn't we? But, you know, we've seen worse teams. I thought they were better than Bristol, for example, who looked like they didn't. Well, Bristol looked like they had a plan to pass the ball and actually couldn't do it at all. Whereas Plymouth are a bit more direct, and it seems to actually work for them.
Well, I was going to say just on that. Sorry, on the direct thing, I'll come to you in a sec, Rob. Johnny Cooper's saying between them tonight, Joe Rodon, Ilya Gruev completed more passes than Plymouth managed as a team across the 2 hours of football.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say in the first game, it felt like they were a bit more threatening. Because in that second half of that first game, you could definitely feel like, oh, they're really coming into this. They're probably going to equalise. Whereas tonight, it felt like we'd just thrown one in for them. And it was kind of like our own Leedsiness that let them equalise. I felt like we were just on top all night, weren't we, really?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, and quite happy. And we go through to either Chelsea or Villa in the next round, which should be a good laugh anyway. Get a decent away allocation. Probably, I'm not going to be on the telly, are we? Because the picks have already been picked. But there'll be
it'll be on telly somewhere.
There'll be radio commentary of it.
There will.
That we can watch somewhere. But that'll be a decent. There's nothing to lose really, is there? I mean, you won't want to slip up against the minnow like Chelsea, but alternatively, the chance to depose Villa, who are in great form, that'll be fun as well.
Playing Chelsea at the moment would be quite funny.
Yeah, we'd beat them. They're rubbish.
Yeah, that'd be quite nice. But it's probably going to be Villa, isn't it? So, and I don't particularly fancy our chances in that. Well, you never know. Magic of the Cup.
Hey, listen, a quarter-final berth away. It's where we could lose to either Man City or someone.
It really feels magical tonight, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It does in the pissing rain from over there.
I was chatting to Phil about this earlier on, and he was just sort of saying that as a championship club, you've got to accept your position is almost pointless. Oh, it's an ITV4 league saying, oh, that's all right then. Your position within the cup is almost pointless.
They better not move the professionals.
It's almost pointless to an extent, isn't it? Like at some point, you just accept, give it, unless there's a massive upset for all the ages, you're not going to win it when you're in the championship. So at some point, you will go out to a Premier League side. So get it over with.
Yeah, there's always going to be someone.
So happy.
Always
happy
going to be
days.
someone better than you, isn't there?
Hope you enjoyed the 4-1.
And before you know it, disappointment leads to disappointment.
I mean, the other side of this is,
someone else gets that job over you.
have we got through it without any injuries?
Wife leaves you.
Have we got through it without any injuries as
Car
well?
breaks down.
Yeah.
And you're dead. That we're going to win the cup. For fuck's sake. Of course we are.
You idiot. I haven't got any comments from Farker yet, so if you have seen any, then, put them up here on the stream.
He's as fed up as everyone else.
Sam says there.
Oh, there we go.
I can see, because I can see the word unbelievable hard on the
He's
screen.
made this up to get you to try and read it.
Oh, yes, he has. Correct. I couldn't see the bottom.
Well, Sam's gone to the trouble to make it almost believable, so I'm going to put it up on screen. There you go.
My boys worked unbelievable hard for the results in the end. Chelsea in the next round would be a piece of cake.
Yeah?
Yeah, which is what I'll be having on the aeroplane in a moment. A moment? In my French, then. Mixing my hello accents up, Anna.
Anything else to add then? Man of the match? Who are you going for?
Gruff got it on the commentary, didn't he? They gave him it just before he scored.
See, because those two chose to give it to him, I think they're probably wrong.
Yeah, because I thought it was good, but I just don't trust him.
No, because I didn't think they were watching the game at points.
Yeah, well, because before they went
to be fair, we
that,
weren't, so you can understand it. Yeah.
But like 10 minutes earlier or 5 minutes earlier, they were like, oh, who do you reckon, Matt? And he's like, well, they've all been good, haven't they? They're all sort of the same. And you think, yeah, you've not been paying attention, have you?
Give it to Gnonto because he scored again.
No, we're not giving him sympathy, man of the matches.
I thought it was decent again, actually. It was Gnonto.
He put in a couple of good crosses in the first half.
Andrew's saying Byron was great at right back when he was on. Good shout.
Yeah,
that's true.
But actually, just talking about Grove, he's actually grown into being sort of quietly excellent in recent weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. We've discovered a use for him. Whereas earlier in the season, we were like, "What's this guy we've bought to just come on and get booked in the last 2 minutes?"
Somebody just said,
and Ampadu got a rest.
There is everything okay, Michael?
It was your fault being all pessimistic about everything.
I was being pessimistic. It was just like, it's just annoying,
there's no point playing in competitions because you're never going to win.
Maybe this is the generational year.
I do agree.
Yeah, this is the generational year where we get through and we win the cup and miss out on promotion as a result.
Fine.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Fine. Get a trophy to keep.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I suppose you can keep the playoff trophy as
Wait,
well, but
You're going to make your own, aren't you, at some point? What round's that?
it's got to be for a home tie. I can't bring it in here, can I?
Well, you could.
Tinfoil FA Cup. Yeah.
Should we finish on this thought then? This question from Dan. Angel Delight and ice cream in bed and an FA Cup win. Does it get any better than this? Does it get any better than that? Are you going to be taking your free...
I've still got a few
it's
pastries
not free,
left.
is it? You paid for your pastries, to be fair.
Yeah. They can't eat pastries in bed. It's messy.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Delight would be all right. Angel Delight, if you do get a slip up, you're looking at a full wash and maybe some explaining to do. Whereas there's a crumb you can brush off, but you'll feel the little bits. I don't think I've ever had Angel Delight and ice cream together.
You could, if you wanted to just sort of cut out the middleman and save a bit of time, pour the Angel Delight powder into your mouth and swish it around with some milk. Just
Shake your head.
save on a bowl.
Yeah. Or snort the Angel Delight.
Yeah.
And drink the milk at the same time.
Right then, we'll wrap it up there. I think that's quite enough of that, isn't it? And we'll be back for probably a more prosaic, sensible match ball on Saturday, isn't it, against Rotterdam. Looking forward to that.
Yes, actually.
Before all that, we've got the weekly show to do. We're going to catch up with Phil again to preview the Rotherham game. So we'll see you then.
The Match Ball.